Good morning, good morning. Happy 1st of December. Very exciting. I hope you had a fantastic Advent calendar opening today. Did you have your Advent calendar from us? Did you have an Advent calendar with chocolate in it? Did you have an Advent calendar like I bought for my husband, which has got hot sauce in it, which he wasn't very impressed with? And I haven't got an Advent calendar yet, so I'm hoping when I get home, I have got a really good Advent calendar too. Because it is the 1st of December, we are celebrating with our 12 days of Craftmas. See what we did there? See what we did there? And every day there's going to be a free gift for you. So today's free gift you get when you spend over £20, and it will be this frosty and bright foliage set. So definitely worth popping in your basket while stocks last. But do remember, every day is going to be a different item for you. I'm not here on my own. I'm here with the lovely Jan. Jan, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's good to be back together, isn't it?
Yeah. Do it.
Our paths don't cross very often. It's like the team's sort of a little bit bigger now. So there's so many different options. But yeah, it's good to be back. We sort of met up last night, didn't we? And then here we are today. Yeah, and I've been here for 2 days, which is very unusual. Very unusual, yes. So yeah, it's great. And the shows that we've got lined up for today, honestly.
Got some good ones,
really good ones. Yeah, I've just got a few samples from the sort of the middle show, which is going to be a masterclass at 2 p.m. We're going to dive into that a little bit in Wake Up Call this morning, but I have got a fabulous fun collection. So we've got those beautiful garden gnomes, and I know how popular the gnomes are. I have had a ball actually prepping for these shows. I love stamping and colouring. It's my favourite part of crafting. So all the little stamps that you can mix and match and make the scenes with are beautiful. So you've got the little boy gnome there. He's just having a little fish in the pond there. So they're great, you know, for guys' cards, themed cards, things like that. This one has to be the favourite, the little caravan there. Absolute joy to colour, and yet you can make so many different styles with it. And this has got a little secret inside there. Aww. He's bringing some flowers for his missus. Look.
Oh, that's lovely.
You can make a really good sort of little scene with them. You've got the little tree with the swing in there. So you can put all the pieces together, and we'll do more of this during the hours in the masterclass this afternoon. Absolutely adored this one. This was by Rebecca, and she's turned the little gnomes into a bride and groom. I'm going to do a version of this in masterclass. It Fantastic. Just really took my eye. I'm going to make it into a home decor piece rather than a card. And then there is the most amazing embossing folder, and that's the collection as well, which comes with stencils to allow you to add the colour. So the details raised in the background and as an embossed feature, and then you can add the colour through the stencil to certain parts of it to create your own background scene. We've also got the 12 by 12 paper pad on the show, and in the back of there are some 12 by 12 sheets that have got 4 scenes in as well. So again, I'm going to show you how to use all that during masterclass, but we'll have a little look at it as well this morning.
Lovely, that's great.
And then we've got that fantastic cartload, haven't we, later?
Yeah, we do. Lots of deals on there.
So
absolutely.
much, yeah.
Yeah, we always want to give you lots of great deals. So, you know, today's no different because, you know, it's the 1st of December. One of the other great deals we have is a collection for our gnomes. This is a beautiful collection, really, really brightly coloured. Fantastic sort of look to it. Really sort of spring-like, isn't it? Where you've got lots of different fabrics. You know what I'm like. You've got lots of different paper pads, paper in here. You've got all of those different dies. You've got all of those scenes that we were talking about, those stencils and that embossing folder. So really, really great collection here. £41.50 or $51.50. Platinum price is £32.20 or $41.20. If I show you step by step exactly what we've got. Now, I can't remember for sure what we called the gnome. Did we call him Sven? Sven seems to ring Sven, but I can't remember what we call the lady. Maybe someone will message in and let us know. So this first part is the gnome boy, or Sven as we like to call him. So you've got your dies, you've got your stamps, you've also got these little stencils down at the bottom here. So if you can possibly see on the sample we've got here, we've just used those stencils just to give a little bit of depth to that little gnome gentleman there. Then we've got the same kind of idea for the lady gnome. I can't remember your name. How awful that I don't remember your name, lady gnome. I'm sure somebody will remember here as well. So once again, you've got your dies, you've got your stamps, and you've got those stencils in there too. Next, we've got our accessories pack. So this has got all those different accessories that we always have with a gnome. So obviously watering can, his little fishing pond, flowers, all those different stamps, as well as your dies in there as well. Now, I thought this was really lovely, this little imagery of that swing that you get, that you've seen on some of those samples. That is really great. So you've got the dies and you've got the stamps in there. So you just need to pop your little gnome person in there to make them look like they're swinging on that swing. This next piece is your caravan, which is absolutely gorgeous. And I totally agree with you about this being a joy to colour. It's one of my favourite stamp and die sets. I think it is, oh, it's just gorgeous.
Yeah. And I mean, so many different occasions. It's a bit of fun anyway, but a new home card, you know, it can be in the background of anything. And as I say, dressing it up with the little gnomes as well, I just love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Oh, it's really endearing, that one there. Next one are your sentiments. We've got very gnome-like sentiments, home sweet gnome, all those different things that you could use, as well as some happy birthday ones and wish you were here there too. Then we've got our this is the scene board we've got here. So we've got your embossing folder and you've also got stencils, and we're going to be seeing some more of that later on. Now, to have a quick look at the fabric. Honestly, do you know what? I've done a lot of fabric over the last few days, and it's just obviously added to my brain. I'm wanting this as fabric. I'll have to speak to Leanne. So you can see all of those different papers you've got in here. And as always, your paper pads are double-sided, so you'll be getting double the amount of images here to use. So Jan, you're going to show us something with this one first of all?
We are, yes. I'm going to use the gnome boy in conjunction with some of the other bits and pieces to create a little scene. So what I'm going to do is just show you the basics of how the collections work. And then as the day goes on, I've got more details coming up at 2 p.m. in that masterclass, including how to use the embossing folder there. But you actually get your little stamp set, and it's got all sorts on. So you've got the little fella here. But what I like about it is that you've got things that he can hold, which include his little hands. So for example, I've actually stamped out the fishing rod and coloured this one in, but it's got his little hands on it here. So when you pop it across his body, look like this, it looks as if he's holding on to something. Really, really cleverly thought out. The same with the little guitar here, his little hands around it. You've got the little utensils to go with the barbecue. You've got the little spade here, all as if he's holding on to it. So yeah, lots and lots. I love the little sunglasses as well. I've used those in a couple of the demos. And with every single piece of that, not just the main pieces, every single piece, you have got the outline die, and they are so easy to line up. I'm going to show you this in a second. And then, like Becky said, the two gnome sets have got the little stenciling, which I'm going to show you how to use that as well. So let's do a little bit of stamping and die cutting just to show you. I've got them all coloured in ready because it does take a wee while with the colouring. So what I'm going to do is bring my stamping platform in. I've pretty much used the Nina cardstock through all my demos today, which is great for stamping because my go-to colouring choice is my alcohol pens, and we've got a great deal coming up later on some of the alcohol markers. So I'm just going to take the actual gnome himself, pop him on here wherever you want. I'm just going to cut him out so it doesn't matter where he is on the but in Janland it still has to be straight. I can't just stick him on there. And then again, Janland, yeah, everything has to be straight and organised in Janland, Becky. Just be mindful of your stamping ink. Because I'm going to choose my alcohol markers for colouring, I need an alcohol-proof dye ink. If your chosen colouring medium is a watercolour medium, you would need the waterproof finesse ink. So just be careful so that that line art doesn't bleed when you start colouring. So I'm going to ink him up.
That's an easy mistake to make when you first start stamping, isn't it?
Do you know, I used to get asked this a lot. When I worked at the store and we used to teach the classes at the store, you know, used to get asked about inks so often. But when Leanne designed the finesse range, she's literally made it pretty much foolproof. You know, we've actually put that this is alcohol-proof ink, and we've put the picture of the alcohol marker. And this is why I like my stamping platform. I've just not quite put enough pressure on here, which means that I've either not inked it up properly, or the inks, actually, I can still see it on the stamp. So it just needs an extra little press and it transfers it across. That's why I like to use the actual stamping platform. As far as the acrylic stamps and the photopolymer stamps are concerned, I just tend to give them a quick wipe over and then they go back on the carrier sheet. As simple as that. And then I'm just going to pop a little bit of colour because I want to show you how to use the stencil over the top, and then we'll look at cutting him out. Again, really simple. Those dies have been made to fit around exactly. So I'm just going to grab, I've actually got my tri-blends with me today, but we've got some classics lined up later. So I'm just going to do a little bit on there, show you how I've done his beard, and then I want to do a little bit on there. So 2 or 3 colours.
What is your colour that you use the most of?
What, in colouring or in general?
In colouring with your pens, what's the colour do you use most?
Do you know, I've had 1 or 2 that are getting a bit low on ink, to be honest. I am a pink person, very much so. I was chatting with Lily yesterday, and we were both saying the same. I have to stop myself from choosing pink because it would be the first choice all over. But I think certain colours get used more than others. Obviously, things like I've just pulled the Fair Skin blend out. Yeah. And obviously things like that, you know, if you're colouring images that have got faces, then obviously that one's going to get used a lot. But I would say probably the pinks and the tealy colours are my sort of go-to colours. So all I'm going to do, as I say, I'm not going to do all of this. I've got him done. I just want to pop a little bit of colour in here. And I'm using the Fair Skin for his nose there. Build up a little bit of shading. If you're not into the shading aspect, I've said this many times before, you don't have to. You can just apply a layer of colour. You can do this with your colouring pencils if you so wish. You know, there's lots of different ways. The way that I like to do the beard, rather, you know, you can colour the whole thing in. I've done lots of different ways over the course of the show later. And the one that I've done earlier, I've actually coloured in total. But sometimes I just like to go right round the edge. I've got the dark one when I need the light one, Jan. There we go. I thought that looked a bit dark. And just go all the way around the edge. And then I'm going to use the blender pen to soften that edge so that it just gives the illusion that there's a little bit of shading in there. It doesn't need to be a lot. As I say, the one that I've coloured in already, I've actually coloured it in as if it was, you know, a full colour. But this one, just with the blender pen here, now I'm not going to go over it, I'm just going to nudge the edge of it. And what it does is just soften that edge and blend it out into the, I think my blender pen's actually starting to run out as well. Do you know, I use these such a lot. My alcohol pens are definitely my go-to.
That's something I haven't got. I haven't got a blender pen.
They don't tend to come in the collections now, I must admit. I've got a couple from, this is one of the original pens, the original Black Barrel pens, but just by nudging the edge of that colour,
it makes a big difference, doesn't it?
It just fades the edge of it and softens it. And of course, with any alcohol colouring, you need to let that alcohol evaporate. But it's not as obvious now that there's a line there, but it's just starting to give it a little bit of depth. And then I'm going to use the blue because I want to show you how that little stencil works. So we'll pop a little bit, and I'm just going to leave this plain. I'm not going to do a lot of shading on this one. Little bit on his trousers there, as if he's got his jeans on. And my little gnome's going to go fishing in a second on his scene.
Lots of people messaging in to say hello. Christine Mahoney, good morning everyone.
Oh,
Melanie
Christine was on with us yesterday, bless her.
I love the gnomes. Lots of people saying how cold it is. It is freezing here.
It is.
We said that this morning when we woke up. It's really, really chilly. Karen says today will be the first store reveal of our advent calendar this year by Craig. So exciting. I'd forgotten about that. I did see that on Facebook yesterday. So yeah, you need make sure you sort of tune in for that so you can all open your advent calendar. But do message in, let me know what you got in your advent calendar. Not your Crafter's Companion one, but maybe you got another one. Did you just get chocolate? Did you just get an image? We got nothing this morning, did we?
I've not got anything. No, not got anything. I tend to buy them for my kids, but we don't do them ourselves.
Oh, I like an advent calendar.
Do you?
Yeah, but one year my husband said, I'll get you an advent calendar, but that'd have to be your Christmas present. I was like, well,
that's not on, is it?
I'm quite happy just with the chocolate. You know, I don't need anything. No, I don't need
Well, every year I have this plan to make an advent calendar. I've got a couple that I've seen that are beautiful, but I just never seem to have the time.
No, you need to start it now for next year.
Yeah, probably. Start it in January when it's a little bit quieter, yeah. So I've just taken some water reactive ink, and because I've coloured him in blue, I've just picked one of the blue ones. Got one of my little finger daubers, and you've got 3 different designs here. So you've actually got, let me just make sure it's the right way around, yeah. You've got little spots which is what I've done on the one that I'm going to show you in a second. You've got a set of stripes, and then he's got little anchors on this one. So let me just show you with the stripes what I mean. So if you pop this in place, you can see when it's lined up over your image underneath. And then literally, all I'm going to do is just pop a little bit of that ink through.
Can I ask you a question?
Just adds that little bit of extra. And you've got, you know, as I say, you could do 3 all different there with the 3, but just look.
That looks brilliant.
Just brought it to life, hasn't it? So simple.
Can I
Go
ask
on
you a
then,
question?
you can ask a question.
Why do you use water reactive ink for that?
If you'd used, what, for the line art?
Yeah.
Do you know, I've demonstrated this before, Becky.
Have you?
Yeah, I actually did it wrong on purpose. They were laughing at me. Yeah, if you'd have used your waterproof ink on here, well, what happens is it's opposites attract, okay?
Okay.
So whereas here we've got the alcohol proof with the alcohol pen for the alcohol colouring, this is actually water-based ink.
Right.
Because water and alcohol don't mix.
Right.
So if you flip it the other way and have a watercolour medium with a waterproof ink, it's alcohol-based. Because you've got the opposites attract again.
Right, okay.
Yeah? If you use the wrong one, for example, if I used the waterproof one, which is an alcohol base, and then coloured it with alcohol markers, my outline image is going to start bleeding into the colouring.
Right.
And a lot of people message about this in that, I can't get it right, I don't know what I've done wrong, I'm no good at colouring. It's not about that, it's about getting the right products. So the right cardstock to start with. I always have a sheet to rest on when I'm alcohol colouring, because you will see that it does start to come through on the back, and the more you layer it up, the more saturation you'll get on the back. The reason we put the blotter underneath is because if that ink hits a non-porous surface, it's going to pool, and the only place for it to go is back up through your card. So again, that is sometimes when you get the bleeding out of the colour. And then the other one is using the right ink for your colouring medium. So you can see there where we've got him, and then I'm just going to take the die and just show you how simple they are to line up. I've got a little tiny bit of tape here, and the dies have been cut so that you can see the whole image inside that die. So if I line it up there, I've got all the line art and everything visible inside my die. Tape it down, and then this is actually small enough to go through. I'm just going to trim it down, and it'll go through, you know, whatever you're just making these little images. I've pulled my Gemini Mini out today because it will go through the Mini. So again, I've just got him sat up here at the ready. And this is what I used when I was doing my prep. Apart from the embossing folder, I think pretty much everything just went nicely through that Mini. So again, you know, you can sit and get all your images coloured in. I know some people like to just colour a set of images and have them ready, all die cut out in a little box, so that if you do want to make a card, you can actually have something ready to go. But look how it puts that lovely little edge, and it's cut that perfectly.
That's ideal, isn't
So
it?
I did that, but on this one I've actually coloured his beard in a little bit stronger on this one. So you can see here we've actually given him a sort of a brown tan beard.
Lovely.
So what we're going to do then is pop it together very quickly. Just make sure I don't throw my die away. And what I've done is I've taken in the paper pad, I'll just show you that paper pad in the back of here. These are absolutely amazing. You've got a whole set of them. They're all the same 4 scenes, but you can see here I've got 4. They're just slightly smaller than 6 inches. Beautiful scenes that you can start and actually work with. So you don't have to do, you know, if your thing's not making backgrounds, you know, you've got the night sky that could be having the little campfire out at night. This one was great with that bride and groom. I'm going to use this one later. He's going to be sat at the side of the lake here with his fishing rod here. So all I've done is I've taken one of those pieces and literally cut it out from the pad. You can see it's exactly the same size there as what's in the pad, and that's what we're going to use for our scene. So I'll pop that to one side. I've made a mess already. I've only been doing this like 2 seconds, haven't I? Honestly.
It makes it a lot easier having those pieces as well, those backgrounds, in case you're new and you don't really know how to sort of get started,
it's
doesn't
not
it?
everybody. I mean, I do like making backgrounds, but it's not everybody's thing. And also, if you need a quick card, you know, you can use one of the backgrounds, matte and layer it, pop a couple of the stamped images on, and you know, you're good to go. So what I'm actually going to do is pop this one inside the card so that the little scene is on the inside. I've just popped together a gatefold card, and we're going to pop that inside. And then I've just done some simple matting and layering with papers from that kit, and we're just going to pop these inside. I've matted them onto some craft card just to give it a background and keep it fairly neutral. So I'm going to put the spotty ones on the inside here, and then we've got the green for the front. So that one's going on there. This one's going on the other side. Whoops. Do you know, I nearly used my whole tape pen yesterday.
Really?
In the day's shows, I nearly got through a full tape pen, yeah. Story of my life, I have to buy them in bulk. And then again, we're trying to keep them in stock's the main thing, isn't it? Yeah, producer Johnny's just saying the dotty ones have gone again. As soon as we get them in, that's it, they've just gone. So again, I've got the green, and I think if I remember rightly, the dots are the reverse of the green one.
I'll check that for you.
I think, if I remember rightly, I may be wrong, it might be off another piece that I'd got cut.
No, you're absolutely right.
Is it? Yeah?
They are the reverse, yeah.
So all the sheets are double-sided, and you've got those lovely designs. I don't think it matters really which way up the flowers are. It doesn't. I don't think there is a right or wrong with that one. It's an all-over print. So that's going to be my front section. And then I've taken some of the accessory kits as well. So because he's going to be sat at the side of here fishing, I didn't want him stood up. On the one with the swing here, you've got the two little feet. And I'll show you this with the swing later. This applies to the swing as well. So just by popping those out and actually putting them over his feet, it then looks as if he's sat at the side of the river there, rather than just being stood fishing. He's actually sat down now. So we've got those out of that set. And then out of the accessory set, I've done the little tulips here. Okay, this is going to go on the front. I've got the little basket, and I've stamped a couple of flowers out, which I think you're in. I think those are in the swing one as well. And in the caravan one, you've got some little blades of grass as well there. So lots of little bits, you know, you can, and this is what I mean about having things stamped out ready so that you can literally just play with them. So all I'm going to do is stick him into the scene. I'm going to keep it flat because he's inside there. We're going to pop him down by the river here. Okay, I'm going to pop his little feet on, which because they're very, very small, I'm just going to bring in my tacky glue there just to put, it just needs a little dot on the back there. Oh. And then he's going to go on there, just over the little shoes that he's already wearing. And as I say, it changes him from being stood to being sat. They're just so clever. Yeah. It's just a simple little thing, and it just makes him look now as if he's sat down. And then he's got here his little fishing rod, look, that he's got with his fish. He's so pleased with his little self, and I just think they're really good fun. It's a lovely little set just to have a bit of fun with if you like stamping and colouring. Now, if you're not so keen on stamping and colouring, you can always stamp your gnomes onto some pattern paper and just add a little bit of colour with the stencils and that kind of thing. So there's always a way around it. And then he's took his packed lunch with him. He's got his little hamper there. You can almost create like a little story. So he's got some pork pie in there, producer Johnny, yeah. He likes some pork pie, yeah. Oh. Johnny was just saying, what does he have in his lunchbox? What does a gnome take for his lunch? Yeah, he's got some pork pie in there. And then the other bits I've kept for the front. So when we close the scene, I've also, again, these all work so well together. They've all been designed to work together. I've just stamped out the Wish You Were Here. So we're actually going to pop this on the front, and I'm going to have that with the little bit of grass, I think, on the front there. So we'll pop this one on. I think I need to top up my glue bottle. I think I actually used it through. I'm not used to being here 2 days in a row. There we go. So we'll have that one. Wish You Were Here. We're going to pop a little bit of grass at the bottom. Oh, I'm organised. Look, I've got a bit of tape on that one. Do you know, there's no rhyme, no reason to what I do. It just sort of, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. So we're going to have that one, and then I've got a flat one of these, the little flowers, you know, and you can build it up as much or as little as you wish. So we're going to have one flat, and then I've got one that's got a little foam pad on just to give a bit of dimension on the front there.
And are the dies even for those little flowers
yes,
as well?
Absolutely. Everything that you see stamped has got the die to match it. And it's just, so as I say, just like I matched up the gnome, you can always see the whole part of the stamped image through. And we're just going to put the little flowers at that side. So you've got that sort of little gatefold. Wish you were here. Well, where?
Lovely.
Here, of course, doing your fishing, camping by the river there. So just a bit of fun. It really is a fun collection. They're great for sort of teenage cards and things like that. The kiddies will love them. You can pretty much make them go to any occasion. As I say, the one with the bride and groom on that the design team had done just really took my fancy. So if you can tune in at 2 o'clock, I've got lots of ideas, not just card making. We're going to go into home decor and invites and things like that and all sorts later.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely lovely. Zoe says, I've got the Gnome embossing folder, it's my favourite. Kim says the Gnome collection is one of my, if not my favourite collection. I love the paper pad. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Mary says, you put your Gnome in prison stripes. Did look a little bit like that, didn't it? But it's really, really great. So to show you again what you're going to be getting in here, if you want your gnome to look like he's in prison stripes, you can do that, absolutely. So this is your boy gnome, or gnome boy. These are your stamps, your stencils, and your dies. Then you've got the same for your gnome girl. Then we have your accessories pack, so that has your little picnic hamper, your wheelbarrow, all those little gnomey things that all gnomes need. Then you have the swing. So this is where Jan was showing us using these dies and stamps to cut out the little feet in order to make the gnome look like he's sitting down. Then this is the one that I think is everybody's favourite. This is the little caravan that you've got there, which is absolutely gorgeous. We have then got your stamps, your sentiments here. We've got the large embossing folder and the stencils here to create that background. And then finally, you have the all those papers in here, those double printed pieces of paper as well. Really, really lovely. Lots of people have been messaging in. Now, I'm just going to see. Karen says, Becky, I saw you at Guildford on Monday and was going to come over and chat, see if we could get a photo, but I didn't in case it wasn't you. It was me. You should have just come over. Sandra says, good morning, everybody. Those CC Advent calendars, 6 stamps and 7 dies in number 1 are absolutely fabulous. Oh, you've given it one. And Marie says, good morning, Becky, and my favourite teacher, Jan. Just wanted to let you know that the royal couple is here in Boston visiting, and we're so excited. Last night, you would not believe how many people stood out in the pouring rain and wind to greet the couple and listen to the Prince of Wales. It was great. Thanks for sharing with us, and we're so happy to meet and greet them. So lots and lots of people messaging in to say they're really enjoying the show. Sandra says she's got a scrap box and just a few unused toppers and made 4 cards the hour before the show. And that's right, you know, you can make a card really quickly, and certainly with this kind of collection you can do that.
Absolutely, yeah, with those scenes as well, you know, literally cut it out, pop a couple of the die cuts on. Sorted, yeah?
Yeah, that's great. So remember, it is the first day of 12 days of Craftmas. So if you spend more than £20, $20 or 20 euros, you will get this free gift. So this is the Frosty and Bright foliage set here. So you can cut all those little bits and pieces together to create those different designs here as well. Now, you've got some of your classiques over there, haven't you, Jan?
Honestly, the deal on these is just
great,
ridiculous. You know, definitely Christmas coming up. I've actually got 5 packs of our classiques pens here. So these are alcohol markers, dual tipped. The classiques have a bullet nib and a chisel tip. I'll show you one of them in a second. But you've got 5 different themed packs here containing 12 pens in each pack. That's 60 pens in total if you wanted to stock up or even to buy it and separate them. You've got 5 beautiful gifts there for crafty friends or Secret Santa presents, things like that. We're looking at platinum price today at £63.19 or $107.19. Now, at £63, that's like, if there were 10 pens in there, that would be £6 a pack, wouldn't it? So that's like less than £1 a pen, which I don't think for an alcohol marker that is pretty good going.
Yeah.
So you're going to get different themes in here. So for example, we've got vintage in the first one, and it just shows you on the back much more subdued colours. Some of my favourite pinks in this one. You've got the antique pink and the old rose, really sort of nice dusky pink, as opposed to a bright or a pastel pink. You've got some of those lovely turquoisey blues in there, the purples, really nice one for sort of oldie worldy colouring if you're wanting something, and even into your Christmas, you know, you've got that gorgeous juniper colour there, which would be great for the trees. Cardinal was one of the dark reds. We've also got, in contrast to that, the brights. So you've got a whole range, sort of rainbow of colours in this one, going through the reds, orange, yellows, you know, literally a rainbow of colours in those really nice bright colours, including sort of your bright pinks in there. You've got the oranges in there, the coral shades, absolutely gorgeous. Then we've got nature, which again speaks for itself. You can see those lovely earthy tones there. So we've got plenty of greens in there of all the different families, not just the one green. You've got the yellow greens, you've got the dull greens, you've got the leaf greens, there's alpine greens, there's so many different ones. And again, with the browns into the brown grey. We do the greys in two colour tones. The brown grey is a warm grey, the blue grey is a cold one. So with these types of colours, we've popped you the warm greys in there, come up like almost like a minky colour. Pastels, obviously opposites to the bright, so you've got that lovely rainbow effect in there again, but this time in the pastel shades, so you can see how they would work beautifully with that brights if you're wanting to start and blend and take those colour tones into the shading element. And then the last one is floral, which this would be the first one I bought if they were singles, I must admit. Beautiful shades, picked specifically for colouring in flowers, you know, so you've got the reds, the oranges, the yellows, all those gorgeous shades of pinks, and then into the lilacs. That deep plum one, that antique plum, is gorgeous. As far as I am aware, don't quote me on this, but as far as I'm aware, I don't think there are any duplications in these. I think they are all different colours, so you're getting 60 different colours. I'm pretty much 98% certain, but yeah, so 60 different colours in there for £63.19 or $107.19 if you're platinum. And don't forget, if you're new to watching us today, if you're a brand new viewer, welcome to CTV. And if you sign up to Club Inspire for free, we will give you that 20% discount on your first order. So you will get that equivalent of that platinum price today on your first order. So this would be a great one, you know, for starting out, wouldn't it, Becky?
Absolutely, yeah. Great Christmas present for somebody that was just starting out, definitely. Really well, you know, worth doing. Lots of people are messaging in to say that they've been watching Craig opening up the Advent calendar, and there's been some great makes, a great make that he's done. So if you've not watched that, don't go now, but later, go and have a look at it. Don't go now, because we've got Jan here.
Is he trying to steal our thunder?
But later on, you could go and watch it.
I see him.
I think he was live earlier this morning.
He's probably just done an opening, hasn't
I'm
he?
sure he's done it this morning. Other things that we've got on the show, we've got some really great deals on glitter card. So you get 70 sheets in this collection. So you're going to be getting the, that is your pale silver, rose gold, then you've got royal blue. That's a really deep blue, isn't it? Then you've got your copper, and you can see all that beautiful glitter coming through here. You've then got your lilac, very corporate colour, that one, isn't it? Then you've got your ivory. Doesn't look very ivory to me. It's very much a sort of deep, you know, like light gold, but that is ivory. You've got black here. Again, it is glitter card here. Hopefully you'll be able to see that through on the screen. Baby blue, which I think is absolutely gorgeous, goes very well with the Frosty and Bright collection. You've got baby pink, so all of Jan's favourite colours, pink and blue. And then you have got your Christmas green here. Fantastic deal, 70 sheets. You're going to be saving 30% on this. It's £19 or $28. Your platinum price is £15.20 or $22.50. Definitely worth popping. You know, even if you've not, you might have already made your Christmas cards, but getting ready for next time. And Jan, what have you got over there for us?
Right, so producer Johnny's just confused me there a little bit, because he says it's on a buy 4. Right, so I've just got 3 boards, that's all, and all I heard was buy 4, and I thought I've only got 3 boards there, but yeah. So let me show you what you're getting then in the collection, but he is right, we've got stamps and die sets in there. So shaped card bases, we're actually giving you the metalwork here to make the shaped cards, and there's so many different accessories. So the first one's the Classy and Fabulous, which makes the little handbag. You can see the picture down at the bottom here, and then you've got lots of stamp sentiments to go with it. You can actually incorporate it to make designs like this. Or the actual concept behind it was to make the shaped card. So you've got the little handbag on its own, which opens up, stands up, again, just a little bit of fun. I think these are great for popping like party details in, invitations to a party, especially a youngster's party or a young teenager, something like that. Second one in that collection then is our If the Shoe Fits. It's like, who doesn't love a glamorous shoe there? So again, you've got this one to make the actual shoe itself. This set comes free if you're buying it as a bundle here. And again, all the accessories, all the stamps, and again, just absolutely, we've incorporated this with the handbag, because who doesn't love a pair of matching shoes and handbag there? But again, the concept behind it, being able to make those gorgeous little shaped designs, again, that will stand, and design your own pair of shoes, basically. I think that one is really, really cool. And then the favourite, I've saved the favourite while last. I absolutely adore this one. So we've actually got the Busy Camper Van. So this one's free. So you're basically just paying for one of them today. £39.96, £50.80, or if you're platinum, it's down to £31.96 or $40.64. But this one, again, you know, you can trim this up. We've got the old ice cream van coming here. I know it's cold outside, but we've still got time for an ice cream, haven't we? But again, looking at the concept itself, you've got the little van there as an independent piece there, just standing alone, and I just think they're great. Again, really fun collection for you to actually personalise and, you know, trim up. You know, if somebody actually owns a camper van, you could actually decorate it to match theirs and send it as a gift card, or even with a, you know, an actual gift card inside it. Yeah, just really, really good little collection there. And
a good option for men, because again, we have this problem with finding cards that are going to be suitable for men. That is a great option as well. I mean, I could barely lift this. This is our body bag collection. So basically, you buy 5 and you're going to get 3 for free. So huge amount of things. And you've seen us before. There's so many things you could do with these body bags. Not just your crafting things, but all sorts of different things. Just organise your life. This first one is your Stephanie here. So you can see we've got lots of our ink pads in here. Plenty of space for all your bits and pieces. Then this one is your Dawn. Again, we've got some smaller ink pads in here, but great for, you know, sort of haberdashery. Actually, I remember someone saying that they've got quite a few of these. They're given to their husbands, and they've got them in their garage, and they're organising all their tools and their bits and pieces. So not just the craft room; it can be anywhere. This next one is your Sue. So this one is quite good for when you've got ribbons, or here we've got some zips on a roll. You can just leave this little piece of Velcro open, and then you could use this as an actual dispenser. Actually, this would be great if you're wrapping presents and you want to put some of your wrapping ribbon in here and stop it from getting all tangled up. This would be a really good option for you. Next one we've got here is your Edna. So this stacks beautifully all of those Spectrum Noir ink pads. So you can see all of those here, and that is a really good option as well. And do remember, they are all very sturdy. They've all got lots and lots of Velcro in them. Some of them have Velcro in 2 different parts, so you could have them for sort of taller items, or sort of push them down really close for sort of smaller items. But they're great for keeping everything organised, and they stop them from getting dusty. And, you know, they're not going to fall out when you're travelling with any of your items. Then we have, for your pens, we've got Deborah. This one here, which is a smaller option to the larger one, which is Sarah, that you've got here. So hold those 2 up. Again, you can open these up, fold them back, and then you can see exactly what you've got. So these are great for when you're going to a class or something like that, and keeping everything all organised and in the right place for you.
I use that one all the time, Becky. I've got my pens are in here. This is how they travel. These are my tri-blends in that one, and this is how they travel. I've got one set, I've got 2 of them. I've got the essential set, and then I've got the additional set, and they just live. That's how they live. They live on my shelf. They pull in and out. It keeps them horizontal. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, just fit in there nicely.
It's a great way of making sure, I mean, I think lots of us, if you've got a craft room, you spend quite a lot of time in the craft room, but also a lot of time organising your craft room. And actually, I find that one of the most pleasurable things.
Yes, I do. I like keep changing things. Mind you, trouble is when I change things around, I forget where I put things. Then I go to the original place and think, oh, heck, where did I put that now? Yeah.
This next one we've got here is your Karen bag here. So if we open that one up, you can see you've got, it's great for sort of organising all the cards that you're making. Maybe you want to do scrapbooking, you're going to put all of your photographs in here. It's a really, really good one for organising. Perhaps you're doing craft fairs and you're selling your cards. You can put all your cards in here and use them as part of your display. Then we have your, which one is this? This is Leanne. This is quite a big one here. So this one has got a plastic sort of centre part to keep everything sort of rigid there. You've got loads and loads of space in this one. You know, even having these in the car with, you know, I don't know, bits and pieces, you need snacks
in there in the car, of course.
Painkillers, you know, all those sorts of things.
Yeah, they could be used for cosmetics, couldn't they? They could be used for first aid.
All those different options you can have in here as well. And then finally, you're going to be getting the large bag as well. You don't get that one. Get that one separately. But you'll get all of these different bags here in this collection. So £35.96 or $47.95. Platinum price is £28.77 or $38.36. You're going to get loads of use out of these. Jan, what have you got for us over there?
I've got some layering stamps again. They know what I like, you see. It's like all the stamping bits and pieces and the colouring. These are Christmas layering stamps. These work beautifully with our quick dry ink pads. So if you're layering them, you've got different parts of the scene that you can actually use to create this kind of effect. You can see how we've used lighter colours in the background and then used the darker colour in the foreground. You've got the star. This particular one is the Christmas Nativity, obviously. Absolutely beautiful. Then we've got woodland stags. So again, you can see how you've got those different layers on the stamp here. So you've got the background with the trees in, you've got a little bit closer view, and then those gorgeous stags at the front there. All the little extras to go with it, the little starry sky and things like that. Next one is over the rooftop. So again, I love this one with the sleigh in there. But you've got all the houses that you can stagger to give that sort of point of view of looking into that scene. And again, as I say, the quick dry ink pads are perfect for these. Christmas Village. So again, you've got all those background layers, bringing it into the foreground, the accessories. They've got a little sentiment in there as well. And then the last one is Enjoy the Season. So again, you've got all the little snowman behind the fence there. So you've got all of these. We've got a 5-piece set there, 42 elements in total with all the stamp sets and all the sentiments and everything. Am I reading that right?
That's
today's
mental.
Price, even the today's price is good at £20 or $20. It's a 70% saving. So that comes down to £16 or $16 if you're in platinum, and you also get 20 bonus points. Now, we were talking about this last night. I had Leanne here yesterday, which was great because she's font of all knowledge, bless her, isn't she? It's like, what's in her head? I don't know how she carries it all around, but she was saying she likes the items that have got bonus points because that's getting you up to that next level. So if you're not already at platinum, especially at this time of year, you want to try and get there, or well, whatever level you're at. For example, say you might be at silver and you're wanting to get to gold. The ones with the bonus points, in addition to what you get normally, might just get you into that next level before Christmas so that then you can enjoy that saving all throughout next year. We reset your points, but you keep whatever you're at the end of the year into the following year. So if you finish the year on gold, you will get the gold discount all next year. If you finish the year on platinum, and I know I've got customers out there that are 2, 3, 4, 5 times platinum out there. So yeah, it's a great sort of little incentive to just get you to that next level, isn't it?
Yeah. And I totally agree with you on that stamp with going over the rooftops. That's one of my favourite ones.
Oh, I love that. Yeah,
gorgeous.
Yeah. And don't forget, you know, you can. They're a nice little set with those things like that. You know, there's elements in that you can use individually. You don't have to use. I always think when you've got stamps like that, you can mix and match them with all sorts of things. You might have made a card and thought, oh, it just needs a bit of something. I know, I'll put Santa in the sky in the background, and it just finishes it off perfectly. Completely
agree with you. An absolutely brilliant item to have. The next thing we've got is we've got some die sets for you. So this is. You buy this one, this is your storybook die, and you're going to get the rest of these for free. This is limited stock, so if you do want to have it, I'd definitely pop it in your basket now. So this is your storybook die here. Then we've got the ornate butterflies stamp here. The next thing we've got is your Believe in Yourself stamp with that lovely unicorn. And then finally we have got Buds and Blooms here. So those further 3 here you're going to be getting for free when you buy this one here. So £24.99, $39.95, or your platinum price is $19.99, $31.96. Really great stocking fillers, Secret Santa presents, definitely worth popping it in your basket today. And Jan, what have you got over there?
I've got some word edgeables, but even though they're part of our edgeables range, I think these are more like a creator card because these are large enough to actually be the focal point on the front of your card. So you can see that the middle one here, we've actually just cut it out in black and popped it onto the white background so you can see the white through the bottom here. But then using it like this to actually make the front of your card gives you a different look again, adding your inks to it, cutting it out of pattern paper, things like that. So many different ideas. So of course, happy birthday, a generic one, probably the one that we make the most cards for. So that's made an appearance in there. And then we've got Just For You with the little butterflies. They've each got some sort of different embellishment in there with them. They all work the same. So the top part cuts out and the bottom part cuts into your card. So you've got a little bit of both going on there. You can see on the metalwork here, this bit's going to cut into the card. So Just For You. We've also got With All My Love. Again, really nice sentiments in there. The font on there is beautiful. We've also got Congrats, you did it. What did you do? Did you pass your driving test? Did you graduate? You know, it comes in handy for all sorts of things. It might just be, congrats, you did it. It might be somebody that's been having a rough time and it's the first time they've been out of the house for a few days. Yep. Congrats, you did it. You know, it makes all the difference. We've got On Your Special Day. Again, could be a wedding, could be an anniversary, could be a birthday, could be a christening, all sorts of different ways to use it. And a special friend. We've all got one of those, haven't we? A special friend, absolutely beautiful. So there were the 6 sets there, I think, weren't they? Yeah. And we're looking, again, that platinum price, £20.78 or $23.92. That's a massive saving again there. What does that work out at, guys, per set? What's that? £20 divided by 6?
Can't do that.
6 threes are 18. It's just over £3 a set. £3.46, producer Johnny says. £3.46 per die. How often can you get that much metal for £3.46?
And a quick card.
Crazy.
Really
as I say, they are part of the edgeables range, but I think these are a bit like, as I say, a bit like a creator card because that's the feature. Absolutely giving them away today. We are. So take advantage. As I say, these are some of the deals that are coming up on Cartload later, but it's going to be while stocks last again, isn't it? So if they've gone already, we're not going to have them later on Cartload.
No, definitely not. The next thing we've got for you is the tote bag here, which has got loads of bits and pieces in here. So this is a great little tote bag for taking out when you're going to be doing your crafting. You've got loads of little pockets in here as well, and it's quite sturdy. You're going to be getting all sorts of bits and pieces inside. So first of all, you've got your bone tool here. We've got 2 different ones here. You've got some of your scissors. Now these scissors are absolutely amazing. Even my husband's gone, oh, can you get some more of those scissors? They're really good for cutting chicken. You can use them for crafting, but my husband used them for cutting chicken. You've got some of your all-purpose glue here as well. The next thing you've got is some of your little dispensers for your glue. These are really, really handy to have. You've got a crimper here as well. Then you've got, well, we're going to go to Jan in a minute so you can see what you can get inside it. You've got some blades and you've also got some pokey tools as well. So price for this is £32 or $44. Your platinum price is £25.60 or $35.20. It's a 33% savings, so it's really worth doing. Now, you're going to go and see Jan because she's going to show you exactly what you can fit inside this tote bag.
I might have to buy myself a new one while it's on offer, actually, because this is well loved. It's got bits missing all over the place. But this is the one that comes with me whenever I'm back up here in the office. It's got all my gear in it. It stays packed. So I've got a separate set of items that I use at home on my craft desk at home. So this stays packed and it is absolutely rammed. You know, there's paintbrushes and mixed media tools in there. I keep all my everyday tools, you know, your bone folders and your shaping tools, scissors in there. I've got sort of water sprays, rubber gloves, you name it. I've got writing implements in it. I've got my craft knives in there and my hole punch, and that's without even going into, if I just tip it slightly, it's like Mary Poppins' bag. Seriously, there are pockets inside. I've got some personal items, so I've got my lippy and my hand cream in one end. I've got all my little gems in the, honestly, it is well worth
It's
treating
surprising
yourself.
actually, because when you first look at it, you don't think it's going to hold that much, do you?
Honestly, and it's not mega heavy, but you can just see yours will come beautifully nice without all these little chip marks in it where mine's been lugged around for years and years. So I might just treat myself to a new one, Becky, you never know.
I think you should.
If there's any left.
Or if anyone here has got Jan for Secret Santa, you'll know what to do. Do remember, if you spend over £20, $20 or €20, you will get your free gift, which is your Frosty and Bright die set here. So this is all your different foliage. This is just for today. This is part of our 12 days of Craftmas. Did you see what we did there? 12 days of Craftmas. Every day there's going to be a different gift, and they're going to be, or a special deal. They're only going to be valid until stocks run out, and they will be up until midnight tonight, and then we'll go to the next one. I'm just going to have a look at a few messages. Now, we were talking about glue earlier. Alison said, last week I had a workshop, so in the prep I opened some new glue bottles, filled 4 up and put them in a buddy bag, very organised. One bottle had a crack on the base and glue was everywhere. You need to get that tote bag with all those applicators, but I think it's happened to us all, hasn't it?
Oh, it does. Yeah, my biggest mishap was with a jar of red sparkle ink.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yes. Is that why I can still see it? Glitter and sparkles just get everywhere, don't they? Absolutely,
literally, the whole lot
do.
went down me. It looked like a massacre, Becky. Yeah. I've got some photos of it somewhere. I caught it, and of course it had to tip towards me, didn't it? It went down my top, in my lap, on the floor, and it was bright red sparkling. Yeah. I thought, well, if you're going to do it, at least do it with a bit of sparkle.
Absolutely.
Icing on the cake, wasn't it? So yes, my red sparkle pot is very low on ink.
Kelly says, oh my, I went to order the Gnome set only to find I've already got it. Never opened it. You won't be the first.
Yeah, but you can cut twice as many at the same time if you've got more than one set.
Yeah, no,
I sometimes do that with the flower dies because then you can cut more of them at once.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Adriana says, good morning everyone from San Antonio, Texas, running a little late, trying to get ready for work. Michelle says, I love this CC bag. You would be amazed at how much it holds, and I'm speaking for experience.
Yeah.
And Sandra says, Jan, I have so many CC bags, I need to make ID labels for them. I think that's probably a good idea. Maybe that is another thing we can suggest to Leanne. So that's definitely worth popping into your basket. So we're going to take a little break now, and make sure you check out your baskets, and we will see you in just a few moments.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. So, join our family of craft experts with live tutorials and demonstrations every day. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products here on Crafters TV. Get creative and craft along with our amazing deals. Your next craft project is only a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week or watch on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook or our YouTube channel. You can chat to us, craft along and meet new friends in our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
You're all our time with each other! You're not through to boot camp. Get off!
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. So, stop what you're doing and enjoy the fun here on Crafters TV. Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comfort of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people, and we know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Hello, welcome back. I hope you took the opportunity to grab a cup of tea. I have a slice of cake, or maybe have some breakfast. Oh, I do fancy a bit of cake. I think there's some cake in the cafe still. Might have to go and get some of that. Levenses, exactly. Yeah. We did have a couple of messages. Michelle said, Jan and Becky, that's what the CC apron is for. I think about just spilling stuff down yourself.
Do you know, I've got one of those as well.
I've not seen the apron. I've not seen
Mine's,
the apron.
I've had mine quite a long time. Mine's a black one. I think they updated it after I'd got mine, but mine was black with the Crafters Companion logo on that I had when I was working at the store. But I think they even do a purple one now as well.
I might have to
Hard to come by, but yes, very useful. Yes, it would have been a good idea to put that on, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be quite useful.
Wasn't planning on knocking it over, you see.
And Elizabeth's got a question about the stamping platform, but I'll ask you that in a little bit of time.
Yes,
so you've got a few more bits and pieces to show us over there,
I've just got one more little bundle that I wanted to share with you, because obviously, again, you know, all the deals that we put together are on while stocks last. So this one is great for sort of personalising things. So we've shown you things that will make a card, you know, like a creator card with the edgeables and things like that, or the layering stamps. But if you want to personalise something, we've got a set of 2 lots of alphabet. So you've got an uppercase and a lowercase, and they've all got the letter, and then they've got the little mat. I call them clouds that they sit on. So you've got the outline die that cuts the flat mat, and then you've got the little cursive letter that sits in the top of it. So you can make banners or room titles, invites, anything like that with them. So uppercase and lowercase, beautiful font. Then you've got the numbers from 1 right through, or from 0 right through up to 9. So again, if you're wanting to put a date, you know, you can buy lots of cards that have 50th, 60th, etc., 18th, sweet 16. But what about if you're 34? You know, I wish. You can literally pop the right numbers on there. And then we've also popped you, we've actually called them the number suffixes on here. I think, are the ordinals the proper name for them, if I remember rightly?
Yeah, you're right.
You know, the and the all those little bits, that if you're using the numbers, it could be an 18th birthday, it could be your 2nd birthday. So again, they've all got the little outline, same as the numbers, and you've got them all there. And what I do with these, I've got a set of these at home, and I've actually got these and took them out and popped them into one of the folders with the magnetic sheets in, so I can literally just grab the right one at the right time if I need to use them for anything. And again, you know, we're bringing you those today. If you're in that platinum price range, you're looking at £13.60 or $20 for the whole lot. So I'm just looking at the top there. Do you know, I'm struggling to read this. I think I need some glasses. 110 dies in total.
It's crazy, isn't
for
it?
£13.60 or $20. So again, nice little sort of stocking filler, either for yourself or for a crafty friend. And there's something that you'll find that you dip into quite frequently when you're just wanting to personalise those projects.
Great, they're absolutely brilliant to have, especially for that deal. It's a really, really good price. And there's not many of them left, so do make sure you put them in your basket as soon as you can. We're going to go back to our main gnome collection. I've got a question for you. What is a gnome's favourite Christmas film?
Gnome Alone.
Yes.
I just got there, and our Charlotte, yeah. Gnome.
What's his favourite
Christmas song?
Driving Gnome for Christmas.
Oh, we've got them all today, haven't
yes.
we? We've got them all today.
And what do they sing when they are gardening?
What, when they're gardening?
Yeah.
Go on.
Gnome worry, be happy.
Send us in your gnome jokes.
We're beginning to sound like Ben here, aren't we?
Well, we've got to fill in for him somehow while he's away having fun, haven't we?
So here is our large collection here, but you can see on the boards what I've got included in this collection here. You've got, first of all, you've got your sentiments, some gnomey sentiments and some ordinary sentiments in here. Then we have everybody's favourite, which is this gorgeous little caravan, little gnome caravan, which I think we're going to be seeing a little bit later on as well. Then we have the swing. You've got all those different elements. You've got the stamp and you've got the dies, but you've also got the little hands and the feet in order to make it look like the gnome is actually swinging on there. And as you saw earlier, the feet are really good for making the gnome look like it's sitting down. Then we've got our gnome accessories, so die and stamp set here again, with all those gnomey things like your picnic hamper, your flowers, your fishing pond, your watering can and your wheelbarrow. And then you have the female gnome. I can't remember her name. Someone message in and tell me her name. Sven is definitely the guy. I don't know what she's called.
Should we call her Greta for the time being?
Okay.
Until we get an update. Helga?
Yeah, I just can't remember.
I can't remember.
Svetlana? Got Sven and Svetlana. I don't know. We'll find out soon. So you've got your die and your dies and your stamps, which we seem to have lost. The stamps here, they've just sort of fallen off. I'll find those in a moment. And you've got those stencils in there as well. And then finally, you've got the same kind of thing for the gentleman gnome, Sven. You've got your stamps, you've got the dies, you've got those stencils in order to make all of those a different sort of accessories for him as too. You've also got your paper, it's not fabric, paper, double-sided and paper pad, so all those really bright and joyful kind of colours in there. And then finally you have the scene, so you've got the embossing folder and you've also got those stencils as well. Really brilliant price today, £41.50, $51.50, £33.20 platinum price or $41.20. So definitely worth doing. And you're going to show us some more, we're using the caravan this time.
We're going to use the caravan.
Yay!
Yeah. So I've got lots of bits actually stamped and coloured ready for this because like I say, the colouring does take a little while. So I've done that ready. You saw how well we die cut, and if you've joined us later in the show, when we finished, if you go back to the beginning, I showed you how to do the stamp and cut it out with the die. Really, really simple. So what I've done is I've taken the two character dies. We've got the little boy and the girl in this one. And just on the girl one, the funny shaped one here, you can see a picture of it here, is actually a little set of wings, which is great if you want to actually pop them behind her and she becomes a fairy gnome, you know. So again, I just thought that was a nice little add-on in there. So what I've done is I've created my little guy here. You can see him there, and he's actually got his sunglasses on, and he's also holding the old barbecue tools there. He's at the ready with his fork and his ladle, his little slice there to do the barbecue in. Added a bit of stenciling on that one, and then I've also done the same with the little girl. So she's here and she's proudly holding the burger that he's just cooked on the barbecue. She's got her sunglasses on. We need the barbecue, of course. We've got the barbecue there with let's put it on there and you'll be able to see it a bit better, with the little burgers cooking. I've also got the campfire. And we're going to use that. This one I absolutely love. So this is in one of the accessory packs, and you can see here where you get the little sign and then you get the stamp to go with it, which fits inside it beautifully. I like to cut it out of the craft card. It just looks like a little wooden sign there that says the Gnome Home. So we're going to use that one. I'm going to make a little scene again with this one. And then the pièce de résistance. absolutely love. This is the Gnome Caravan, and again you can colour it in any way that you want. I've gone traditional with the red toadstool roof on this one. We've got one coming up later that's a bit brighter than that one. It's got an orange roof on it, yeah. But just really fun to colour in, and again you get the metal work to cut round it, and you also get some extra pieces of metal in that one. You also get there's the little clouds, so I've done a couple of those. Yep, you've got some of the little flowers in there.
Oh, yeah,
and you've also got, that's where the blades of grass came from. So, and there's a moon. So yes, as well as the outline die for the caravan, it is just the stamp in that one for the caravan, but you get those little extra bits. Obviously you don't need a stamp for things like a cloud or the grass and things like that. So again, you know, just have a play with them. Things like this you can just cut out, as I say, and keep a little stash of them at the ready. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop all this together, and I'm going to make like a theatre style card with it, with that scene inside. So let's pop all those to one side. Stamped out a sentiment as well, and you guys can give me, I couldn't quite make my mind up, and when I put the card together you can help me decide. I've gone for the Hello Summer here, and I stamped it in black, and I've also stamped it in some of the quick dry green because I couldn't make my mind up which one went best, so we'll have a little look when we put that together. So what I've done is I've made my card out of that all-purpose multi-purpose cardstock. All right, now obviously it doesn't meet because it's going to open up like so. I've got strips for the side. This paper's absolutely gorgeous. This is one of the ones from the pad with the toadstools on. So we're going to pop these on here, and then it can be sort of, some people call it a bridge card because we're going to put this piece across the front, and we're going to have a little scene emerging with the little guys at the front here. So all I need to do first of all is just stick those last two panels down the side, and I've just matted and layered them. You know, we've got all sorts of different cardstock in our stash. I just chose some lovely green that matched that paper pad, just to give myself that matte layer to put all the papers on.
Lovely.
So those are going to go on the side.
Elizabeth had a message, Elizabeth messaged in, she had a question about how to use a stamping platform if you don't have a magnetic base. Would you use some spray to hold the card down?
Well, we actually do the platforms without the base. For example, we've got, I'll just grab the little one here. So we do the 4x4, we do a 6x6, we do the 8x8 without the base. If you can't run to the actual magnetic base, what I tend to use these in conjunction with is our stamping mat.
Right.
And to be honest, I don't, to overstamp, you would need to make sure it was secure. So you can actually pop your piece of card down. And what I would do this is just tape it down with a bit of Milo-Tac tape.
Right.
So tape it onto here, maybe a couple of corners so that it doesn't move. And then what you'd need to do is make sure that you've got a point of reference. And by that, I mean choose something on your grid here. And then with your pencil, which I'm sure I have one somewhere in there, with your pencil on your card. So for example, it might be that you're going to pop a little dot in the centre, and that's what you're going to line the crosshair up with.
Right.
So wherever you've got your stamp, you want to be right over the top of it. So excuse my head just for a second, but when you're lining it up, don't line it up from being stood or sat at your craft desk. You need to be over the top of it, and make sure that when you press this down, that crosshair is going to go right where the little dot is.
Okay.
Okay. And then when you come to do it again, if you do miss and you have to overstamp, you can line it up again. And it's not 100% successful because there is a, you know, such a human error with something, either the card slipping or you're not quite getting it lined up right, which is why I would always say, I mean, the glass mat used to be my #1 piece of equipment for its versatility, but when they brought out the magnetic stamping platform, this went to #2, and the magnetic platform is my #1 all-time piece of equipment. And if it's something that you're aspiring to buy, I would always recommend that, because you may have other forms, you might have this kind of, you might have an acrylic block, you might have a rocker block, anything like that, but that platform gives you that ability to overstamp, which is just, to me, it's worth every penny. It really is.
I lost the magnets for mine, couldn't find them anywhere, and then I found them underneath a can of spray.
Magnetic.
I would never have known if I'd not dropped the spray, because they just attached themselves to that.
I've had them stick under my guillotine before now, because I'm a dab hander. You know, you'll all know what I mean about the 6-inch square club that you have left to work in, because everything's piled round you. And, you know, I sort of have my stamping platform out of there. Oh, I just need to cut something. The guillotine goes on top of it. Move the guillotine, and like you say,
Yeah.
The magnets are stuck underneath it and you spend an age looking for them, don't you? Yeah.
Always. Thank you for that.
That's okay. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to stick this on the corners. So I want a little bit of tape just on each edge. I think I'm nearly at the end of my tape runner. There we go. Okay, and what I want to do is make sure I've cut this the right length so that it lines up with the corner beautifully at one side. And then when we line it up with this corner, it's the right size to then hold that card open with what we call that bridge on it. Okay, so that now will fold flat because you can either push it one way or the other way. So from the point of view of popping it in an envelope, it will fold down flat. But we've now got that little scene. So I've got lots of foam pads on some of these ready. We're going to put the caravan in the background to start that scene off. This is going to be the feature of this particular scene. They've got the little caravan sort of stationed in the background. So he's going to go back here, like so. And then I'm going to put the little gnome guys. We're going to have one of them. Let's have a look which way around the bits. Oh, this doesn't matter which way around. Yeah, they're going to go at each side like that. So he's got his barbecue at one side. Okay, so we're going to pop him just here with his barbecue. I don't know what producer Johnny's up to, but he's giggling away in my ear. Honestly. Oh, they're thinking about memories.
We're talking about this Caravan of Love song, and I'm so glad that you mentioned it because all the way this morning I've been thinking, there's a song about a caravan, and but it's a really old song. Actually, I think it's a lot older than you, Charlotte. Yeah.
Well, we had some strange Christmas songs last night.
Really?
Leanne was asking people, we decided instead of the favourite Christmas song, we were asking people what was their worst one, you know, which one didn't you like? And we had some songs that we didn't know about.
Oh,
I think
really?
Leanne's gone home with a whole new playlist for Christmas, yeah. We had lots of customers, you know, commenting from the States, and they were coming up. What was the one that we were laughing at? Something about Granny was run over by a reindeer or something.
Oh yes, I've heard.
We were in stitches. I'd never heard of that one. Honestly, never heard of it. So yes, she was actually, as I said, we were laughing so hard at one bit that we couldn't even speak. So again, the little clouds, just to add a little bit of extra detail in there. And then we've got the gnome home. We're going to put the little sign in there as well. And, you know, this is just something that you can have a bit. They're singing in my ear now. You know, come on, guys. I'm trying to concentrate here, and I've got them all singing in my ear now. Honestly, it's like Christmas. Anybody think it was Christmas? They would. So we're going to have the little gnome home there. Shows us where they are. Make sure that everything's within that so that it will still fold down flat. And then I've got a little bit of grass. We'll not put the grass near the fire. We might start a fire. I think I might put a little bit of grass down the bottom of the sign. Here we go. And again, you know, you don't have to use all the pieces. Like I say, I tend to have bits of these already cut so that I can just add them to the scene. And then we've got a couple of little flowers there, which we can just embellish with. So again, we'll pop one in there near the...
I like those type of cards, those bridge cards.
Yeah, they're just a little bit different, aren't they? And it's sort of like, they're nice to display, but they still fold flat so that if you are wanting to post them, you can still fold them flat. So I've just got a little bit of grass left that I don't necessarily need. But then it was like, do we have... The black looked a bit harsh, but then you want to be able to see your... but then that was the green over the top.
I think I like the green. Don't you?
Shall we go with the green? I couldn't make my mind up, which is why I hadn't stuck them together. So let's have a look at the green one then. And I know it says, hello, summer guys, and we're just approaching winter, but who cares? Who cares? You know, I think this is a real ray of sunshine little collection. You can have a lot of fun with it. And I just think it's one that, particularly, you know, if you do like colouring, there's lots of chances to colour. But like I said, if you're not so keen on colouring, you can always stamp onto pieces of pattern paper and paper piece. So that one, I'm just going to pop a little bit of tape. Oh, I think we really are getting to the end of the tape runner. I have to swap that one out.
That might have been me earlier today using the tape runner.
No, this is out of my bag, Becky.
Okay.
Don't worry, my lovely.
I'm going to take responsibility for that.
So again, turn that one around. I've got something stuck to me. I don't know what it is. We'll save that one for another day. And again, when we just stand, it's just that little bit of fun with using all those bits and pieces in there. You can see, and again, you've got a bit of dimension in it, but it will all fold completely flat for you to pop in an envelope. So go to your heart's content. You know, you might want a whole gnome family.
Yeah.
You could create lots of them. You could have a whole row of them. Just the only limit, as they say, is your imagination, isn't it?
I think
really,
it's a lovely
really
idea.
good fun.
Yeah, great idea. So this is a half price today. Do you remember anything you buy today that's over £20, $20 or €20, you will get your free gift, which isn't this, it's this, which is your Frosty and Bright foliage set. So this, to show you the back, you see you're going to get all of those different dies. This is the 12 Days of Craftmas gift for today only, and that's in while stocks last. There'll be a different gift tomorrow. So in this collection for your gnomes, you're going to be getting your sentiments here, some gnomey ones and some ordinary ones. That's where it's gone. Hold on a minute. There you go. Right, then we've got that Caravan of Love. Stand up, stand up. I'm so glad that you've worked out what that song was, because it was in my mind and I thought I was going a little bit mad. Next one is your gnome swing. Then we've got our gnome accessories with all those key gnome items. Then you've got Svetlana, the female gnome. I don't think that's her name, but I'm going to go for that. And then we've got Sven, our male gnome over here. We also have the background embossing folder and stencils as well to create that really beautiful design for your background. And then finally, you've got your paper pad. This is your 12 by 12 paper pad, double-sided papers. You've got all of those beautiful, joyful colours in here. £41.50, $51.50. Platinum price is £32.20 or $41.20. Sandra says, I have a strip of magnetic tape on the inside of my top drawer that holds all the magnets safely. The things I lose are those little plastic feet off the guillotine. Can we get any spares? So I think actually that's a good way of doing it, because we all lose.
I've not thought about that. Yeah.
I must make sure I find those things that are stuck in the bottom of the can before someone throws the can away. Kim says, my worst Christmas song is The Power of Love. I've no idea why, but it turns my blood cold and the hairs stand up on my neck. It was released around Christmas, wasn't it? And it was released to advertise items to stop you from having babies.
Right.
They use that as a bit of advertising. I'm full of useless information. Jan, what have you got for us over there?
Right, we're just going to revisit those classic markers because it is such a fantastic deal. So if you're in the market for alcohol markers, maybe you haven't tried them yet, or maybe you're wanting to just restock or add to your collection, we've got a set of 5 packs of 12, so we've got 60 pens in total. And I did say, just bear with me a second, I'm just going to grab, I've disappeared, I'm back again. I just wanted to show you, for anybody that hasn't seen the classics before, the combination. So you've got that lovely fine bullet nib, you know, that you can do the writing and things with. And then the classic formula is that it's got the chisel nib. So if you're wanting to lay down a lot of colour, ours are well loved. But if you're wanting to lay down a lot of colour, you've got that chisel nib to actually pop the colour down. So that's the formation of the classic alcohol marker. And as I say, we've got 5 different sets with 12 markers in each set. So that's 60 markers in total in a range of themed colours. I'm fairly certain that there are no duplicates in the set either. I think they are 12 different colours. So the first one's the vintage set. Really nice sort of subdued colours to give you that antique-y vintage feel with your colouring. As I say, I mentioned this earlier, a couple of my favourites in here with that sort of old rose and antique pink, which are a proper dusky pink colour in there. We've also got the Brights collection, which is exactly what it says on the tin. You've got a whole rainbow of those bright shades in there, going through your reds into the oranges, all the way through. Purple and pink there at the end. Absolutely gorgeous. And I'm just going to skip to the pastel one, which is pretty much the same idea, but just in the pastel tones. And I mean, this is only just an example of the colour shades, you know. The first thing I would suggest when you get these, you can actually download a blank colour chart off our Spectrum Noir website, and I actually pop in the colours that I've got so that I know where the gaps are, and I've still not got a whole collection of these. I tend to use the tri-blends more, but I do have quite a few of these, but you can actually colour them in. If not, if you make your own swatches, swatch them out onto something like Nina cardstock that you're actually going to use your alcohol markers with, and then you'll get a true colour on them. So we've got pastels and brights there. We've also got a set of natural nature tones, so you've got the greens into the browns there, and a couple of those brown greys, which are a nice warm grey that will work nicely for those for doing any of that earthy sort of colouring. And then the last one, my favourite set in there, is the floral set. So again, you can see all those colours have been chosen because they are natural flower colours. You've got a beautiful range of pinks into the purples there, red, orange and yellow in that one. So as I say, 12 pens in each one. Total of 5 sets gives you 60 pens. And I mean, again, when you look at that £63.19 on platinum price, or $107.19, that brings the pens individually down to pretty much less than £1 a pen.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, you wouldn't be able to buy them in the store, and they are top quality alcohol markers. Leanne spent a lot of time not only on the ink that's in the pens, but on the nibs as well, to make sure that you're getting the optimum benefit when you're using them, you know, for colouring. And don't forget, not just colouring on paper, alcohol markers will colour things like, I buy a lot of clear gems, and you can actually put the alcohol colour onto them then to match your project. They will colour onto metal and things like that. So for example, if you were to emboss maybe a piece of silver mirror card, you could actually use your pens on top of that to highlight some of the embossing. So they have other uses just other than colouring in images like we have been doing this morning. So yeah, really, really good deal there for you while we've got stocks of those in.
I like the idea that you said about putting them on the cardstock that you're going to be using.
Yes.
And I'm sure I saw on Facebook somebody had done that, and they'd cut everything out as like a little tag, and they'd put all those different coloured tags that were completely coloured with all of those pens on like a ring. So they were almost using them as like a proper sort of swatch book.
So really good idea, because then, you know, if you are colouring something in, you can actually pop them to the side. The reason I say put them on the cardstock that you're going to work with is because it will look different on different, not massively different, but this is actually Nina cardstock. If I tried to use this on watercolour card, it's just going to suck up the ink. You know, because the watercolour card's so absorbent, you'll use much, much more ink than you need to, and end up running out before you've even had a chance to play with them. So yeah, if I'm swatching anything, whether it be markers or ink pads or anything like that, I will always use the cardstock that I'm actually going to use with that particular product.
Good tip there. Other items we've got the Nature's Garden collection. So this is 65% off. So this is a really, really good deal. The first thing you're going to be getting is this die set here. So make this beautiful sort of honeycomb here. So this is Sweet as Honeycomb. The next one is your Garden Gnomes embossing and stencils. So this is the one that we saw earlier on in that main collection. Then we have the Hummingbird tropical tags. So not only do you get those different tags, but you also get all of those flowers and foliage to emboss with. Cut out with your diamond cutting machine. Then you've got your garden gateway, which I think is really, really beautiful. And I thought this would work really well if you're going to be giving somebody a nice book for Christmas, maybe The Secret Garden. Using this on the front cover of a little box that you're going to be putting that into would be ideal. And then finally, you're going to be getting this fabulous frame here. So this is part of the Sunflower collection, which was super, super popular. You're going to be getting that stamp and die set. Mental price. Absolutely mental. So this is another one of our items that's £20, and you're going to be getting 20 bonus points with those. We've got a few of those coming up today. So a 65% savings, only £16 if your platinum price, or $16. Definitely worth doing. You're getting an awful lot of items in here for that price. So Jan, what have you got over there for us?
All right, we've got a selection of our curved edgeables here. And again, you get different options with these. So you can see we've got one version that's straight, I'll just tilt that forward a little bit for you. One that's straight, and then you've got a couple of curved variations using that same design. So the first one there is our Eastern trellis, and just to give you an idea of, you know, how to use them, you can see there, if I lay those down again, you can see we've used that on either end with that curved section. Just gives you a really nice finish to your card design there. Second one in that set is the Delicate Hearts. So again, we've got the same principle. So you've got the straight element and the two curved ones, but a different design in there and a different edge on it. And again, just to give you an example of what those look like. So we've used that sort of middle section there and cut it a couple of times just to add a nice feature onto the front of the card, mix and matching with what you've got in your stash. And then we've got the Moroccan trellis. So again, they're all the same principle, the same concept. You've got the 3 styles in each one. And again, just to give you, we've used the straight one on that one, just to give you an example there of how that one looks. I'll pop it the right way, Jan. And then on the bottom, we've incorporated the curve as well. So you can mix and match them and you know, go to town with them. Really, really nice. Might just be that you want to cut this multiple times and use them as a border down a scrapbook page if you're a scrapbook or something like that, just to, you know, to sort of emphasize it. But really, really good fun. Again, we're looking at £16 or $20 if you're platinum. So 65% saving on those. You get all 3 of those in there today. So there are 24 different dies altogether. Absolutely gorgeous for just adding that little bit of extra detail to the edge of a project.
They're really beautiful, very, very pretty, aren't they?
Pretty, aren't they? Yeah.
We've got so many good deals today.
They are.
I'm thinking I won't be using my phone for checking messages. I might be using it for ordering things when no one's looking. Shh, don't tell anybody. The next item I've got our Spectrum Noir Deluxe collection. So we've got a collection, we've got art liners in here. We've also got some classiques in these really beautiful purple colours. Then we have some of our glitter Spectrum Noir pens. And then finally, we have our Damson Wine ink pad here. This is another one of these deals, which is 20 bonus points, £20. It's half price. Basically, you're saving 50% on here. Platinum price is £16, but do remember this is the item, one of the many items we've got on the show where you're going to get those extra 20 bonus points. So great for adding into your little stash if you haven't already got every single pen that we do sell, which I know quite a few do have, don't you? And what have you got over there?
Those glitter pens are absolutely divine.
These ones?
The glitter in there
the glitter
is
ones, yeah.
Outstanding. Yeah, it really is proper sparkle. Yeah, really nice. So I've got those layering stamps again. We've got a set of Christmas layering stamps for you there. Absolutely beautiful, brilliant to use with those quick dry ink pads if you're layering. And this is where the stamping platform comes into its own because you'll be able to line them up so easy. So we've got the Christmas nativity there. You can see we've used different colours to create those layers, to create some perspective in the scene there. Each one has a little sentiment with it as well. Second one in that one is the Woodland Stags. Again, not necessarily Christmas, that one. I think I tend to go to these ones quite a bit for mail cards. So yeah, the sentiment says let it snow, but the actual stags themselves I think has got some sort of evergreen use there. We've also got Over the Rooftops, a very sort of popular one with the wrong side, Jan. Do you know, I've been doing this nearly 4 years now and I still end up pointing at the wrong side. The little sleigh and the reindeer over the rooftops there. We've also got Christmas Village. So again, you can see that those different colours in the stamp again here, just to give you the perspective. And then the final one in that set is Enjoy the Season. So I love the little snowman behind the fence here. Again, use any of the colours to create them. You can change the look of them every time by just mixing up the colours. But you're going to get all of those today. So 42 elements in total there. And again, one of our £20, $20 deals. So not only that, £16, $16 if you're platinum, plus an extra 20 bonus points. And we were talking about using those wisely if you're getting near the end of your level to move up to the next one ready for next year.
Fantastic, really great. Next thing we've got are our image sentiments dies here. So these are really beautiful, very intricate dies that we've got here. The first one is If Friends Were Flowers. You can see that you're getting a lot of metal in this collection here. Next one is Thank You for Everything, which is very pretty with all those butterflies in there. Then we've got Celebrate with Cake. I think cake should just be a nutritious thing that you have every morning, I think, part of your breakfast. This next one is Count Your Blessings. Then we have Faith, Hope and Love. And then finally, Your Friendship Means the World to Me. Again, this is a great deal, £20, $26. Platinum price is £16 or $20.80. This is a 65% savings, so it's definitely worth doing. These are really great dies that you're going to be able to using on here. I'm just having a quick look to see if anyone is messaging in. Actually, Kathy says, beautiful sweater, Jan. It does look very nice and exactly the colours we're supposed to be wearing at the moment. No,
it's my
my
little bit of glitter, my snowflakes. I like a bit of sparkle when I'm at work.
Me too.
They were laughing at me the other day because Jamie found out that I was a secret rock chick underneath all the glitter, and it just amused him. He was chuckling about it all day. He says, I'd never have thought that. But yeah, we went to a rock concert on Tuesday night, and I said, yeah, behind all the sparkle lies a secret rock chick under there, yes.
Who is your favourite band?
We went to see an American band called Shine Down, which were absolutely fantastic. I've been waiting a long time to see them with all the pandemic and everything, yeah. So my ears were ringing by the time we came out, and I was a little hoarse. I was a bit worried yesterday as to whether I was going to have a voice, but we were okay, we were good.
Did you stand up in the concert or did you sit down?
We had seats, so yeah, we were sat down a fair bit, but because every song that come on that's your favourite, up you get, you know, you're jigging around, and I'm just like, I got home and I'm like, oh, ow, oh. Realise when you get home, actually, you're getting all jammed.
Rosalind said, hello everyone, I was just I was out celebrating someone's retirement last night. Well, you know, you've been good company if you've been out celebrating. Charlotte says, I grabbed this, which I think was the collection of the Spectrum Noir collection. I already have the glitter pens, but they're so beautiful. I've used them so much already, and these prices, why not? That's absolutely true. So do check out your baskets. We're going to go for a quick break. We're going to see some information about Club Inspire, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the product.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special? 100% it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part, and it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
It feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
Massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously. The people not just here at Crafts Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
Hello everybody, welcome back. It's all about gnomes today. It's all about gnomes, and I was just looking for some more gnomey puns. And I just discovered what a gnome's favourite TV show is. No?
A gnome in the sun?
No. Gnome and Away.
Gnome and Away, of course, yeah.
Do message in if you've got some gnomey puns, because we like a gnomey pun. We do like a little bit of irrelevant information. I told everybody that Fatboy Slim was actually one of the House Martins who sang.
Oh yeah, we've just
that
been
song,
learning,
Caravan
yeah, the
of Love.
break.
Yeah, useless information I've got in my head. So it's all about this fabulous collection here today. We've got, this is a garden gnome set. So you've got lots and lots of different items in here. £41.50, $51.50. I'll show you what you're going to be getting in there. You're going to be getting your sentiments here. So sentiments that you could use at all times, not just with gnomey shapes. Then you've got your gnome Caravan of Love. Then you've also got your gnome swing. I blame Ben for making me come up with gnomey puns and gnomey songs. I'm just going to blame Ben, just full stop. Then we've got your gnome accessories. So you've got a stamp and die set here. So you've got your different gnomey items, so your wheelbarrows, so you can get your gnomes doing stuff rather than just sort of sitting around and eating, which is pretty much what they're doing in all of these other die and stamp sets. So you've got your female gnome, Svetlana, I'm going to call her today, and you've also got a Sven in here as well, who could do a bit of fishing or a little bit of barbecuing. You were saying about using the barbecue implements. My husband calls it a frying spade.
A frying spade?
Yeah,
I like that.
I've told him many times it's not called a frying spade, but he's adamant it's called a frying spade. Then you've got your embossing and stencil set for your backgrounds here. And then finally, you've got your collection of 12 by 12 papers. So these are double-sided papers here. Really great price. Platinum price is £33.20, $41.20. Do remember, any item that you buy today that is over £20, $20 or €20, you will be getting your free gift today for the 12-day sort of Craftmas. This is the item for today. It'll be a different item or a different deal every day for the 12 days, but you can see you're going to be getting this foliage set with all those different dies in there too. So definitely worth popping something in your box. So you're going to show us the embossing folder now, aren't you?
Yeah, this is not a full project, this one, because we've got a little bit of time. I thought I'll show you how this works, because it's slightly different in the fact that we've got the embossing folder and some stencils in here as well. So the summer scene. Now, it may be that you just want to emboss, absolutely fine. So it is a 2D embossing folder that will transfer this design onto your cardstock. So all I've done is cut a little piece of cardstock down to size, and this is a piece of our multi-purpose card. And I'm just going to trap that in the embossing folder, and I just happen to have my Gemini Mini down here, which I just need. The one thing that I didn't think about was I need the plastic shim, which there's one there. Let me just grab that one. Because with a 2D embossing folder, we just need the shim to make this up to the right depth, and then that will pass either through your MIDI. If you're going to pop it through your Gemini machines, your electronic machines, you'll need your 2 clear cutting plates. And we're just going to transfer that embossed detail onto the cardstock. So we'll pop those to one side. And again, it's always white card, so it's not easy to show you, but we're going to bring out...
You can definitely see that, can't you?
We can bring out, you can see that there,
Yeah.
look. We're going to bring out that detail now. So, I mean, it might be that you want to do this on a piece of coloured card and just leave it at that stage. That's absolutely fine. But what we've done is we've popped a couple of stencils in that match this perfectly. So what this does is it masks off some of the area and allows you to add colour to other parts of the area. Oh. I just looked up then and over the top, Liam's just been in, and just as he went out then he did a fantastic flick with his hat. Did you see it?
He did, yeah.
Just looked up and he did like a hair flick with his Santa hat, bless him, on his way out of the studio. And then the second one goes over to create and just jiggling it around to get the right pieces so that you can expose all of those areas. So that's what we're going to do. So I've actually chosen the opaque inks for this one. They're slightly more subdued, although they're the same colour family as the water reactive inks. Because of the nature of the opaque ink, they're a little bit more maybe pastel in shade rather than more vibrant than the water reactives. And I've got my little palette of ink daubers, okay, to go with them. And I'm going to start off with the sunshine. And all I'm doing is looking through, and I tend to do this just by holding on to it. You know, if you feel safer, popping a little bit of adhesive on the back of here, I would be looking for our repositionable adhesive. So the stick away, no, that's not the right one, Jan. Let's try that again, shall we? We want stick and spray. Okay, repositionable adhesive. Stick away is the one that you clean it up with. All right, so again, this could go onto the back of your stencils and actually press them down gently. What it means is that they don't move around as much and you can just peel them back off when you finish. But I tend to, life's too short, I end up just holding them in place. So I'm just going to choose the right colour finger dauber and I'm just literally going to hold this down in place. And I'm not going to go wild with it, I'm literally just going to apply some colour and go with the shape of the stencil. You know, if they're going this way, I move it out. If they're coming down here, I'm going to come this way. So again, I'm not sort of going mad with it, but what this does is just add the colour in the right place. It's really, really well thought out, because to try and add colour to it, it's a little bit easier with the 3D embossing folders because you get much deeper embossing. But with the 2D folders, obviously that embossed area is only coming up a certain level, and to actually get the colour in the right place is not impossible, but a little bit more challenging. But this just gives you that advantage of adding the colour in, and all I'm doing is just smoothing it across. I'm not too worried whether it's a, you know, a solid colour, because obviously these are the rays of the sun, so you know you can have them look how you want. And just pop this through. Okay, and then I'm going to take the deeper yellow, which is the honey pot. So we're going to bring that one in now. Oops. And take the right dauber for that one. And then just in the centre here, I'm going to just add a little bit of depth with that slightly warmer tone and bring it out from the middle there. On those longer sections, come a bit further out. And then when you take this away, you can just see how it's transformed, completely transformed that piece of card. I just think it's such a clever effect. And then on that same one at the bottom, you've got the very bottom layer of land. So again, it doesn't quite line up with the sun, but you can position it over this one and then take, I'm going to turn it this way so that we can actually get to that edge that we're working on. So again, all you're doing is looking at the piece on the embossing folder, lining it up with the stencil, and then I've just got a couple of shades of green this time for the hills and the grass. So I've got Spring Meadow, which I'm going to bring down from the top of the stencil, and then I've just got a little bit of a darker green to blend in with that from the bottom. So that's that very bottom piece of land. And then I've got green topaz there, which is that one. And we're just going to bring this up from the bottom there to mix in with the lighter one. And then I usually go back to my lighter tone and just blend it all out. And you can see how we've got now the next part on there. Okay, so it's coming together nicely. And then your second stencil has got the other two hills, so I would do exactly the same as what I've done at the bottom here for those two. And these can actually be sort of shrubbery. If I show you the one on here where you can see them, there can be shrubbery, or there could be clouds emerging from behind the hill, so however you want to do them. So I just brought a little bit of one of my favourite of the neutral tones is the Misty Morning. It's a really nice sort of warm grey, and I'm going to imagine that these are just clouds creeping in from behind there. And again, I'm not going to colour the whole thing, I'm just going to push a little bit of that grey from the bottom there, just to show that there's actually something there. You can see how it's created that little bit of depth in it. So really, really simple to do. As I say, if you're not sure about holding it in place, use the spray adhesive to pop it on the back. It doesn't damage your artwork at all, and then it just peels off. And it does stay tacky for quite a while, so you don't have to reapply it each time you use it. And what I normally do then to prevent them sticking together is cut a piece of acetate a little bit bigger and stick one of these on each side of your acetate so that they're not actually going to stick together. And then because the ink is water reactive, you know my beloved cloth goes everywhere with me. I tend to just put them on here, and I've got a spray bottle that's got water in. So I just give them a little mist with the spray bottle and then use the cloth to just take away any excess ink, and then they are good to go for the next time you use them. As I say, mine just go back in the packet, but with the adhesive on the back, stick them on that bit of acetate and you can see they come up, you know, like new. So there's no residue of the ink. That's all I tend to do with mine, just to get them clean again. But you've got the most gorgeous effect there, ready to start and pop. You know, your little guy could be, he could be walking up the hill, going to see his girlfriend, taking her a bunch of flowers. He might have got his picnic basket with him. It's just, you design the scenes. You know, you've got all those little elements to sort of, he might be carrying his fishing rod, or he might have not been very successful and he's lost the fish off the end of it, you know. So wherever you want to take it, it's just another way of giving you that lovely background to work in. So yeah, imagine that these two would be green as well. And I'm going to redo this again in that later show. So if you're able to join us at 2 o'clock, we're actually going to turn it into a finished project in the later show.
Lovely. That looks really effective. Amazing how, you know, for something that looks fairly sort of innocuous to make something that looks really, really lovely. We're going to do the votes now. So card of the show. Yeah. I know which one's my favourite. And I think I made it quite clear by my singing which one's my favourite. But I've got a couple of messages that have come in. Michelle says, we were talking about dancing and how everything hurts. I've never done so many deep knee bends as I did when I went to a concert. And then in June, I ended up in ER the day after my son's wedding for an overuse injury to my hip from dancing. That is a good, yeah, exactly. I mean, I think you don't realise how much you're dancing after you've had a couple of drinks and you're partying. You know, you realise actually the next morning.
I am the world's worst, honestly, because I just won't give in. I'm sort of like eternally young, even though the body's giving way. And I just sort of go ahead with it and suffer later. It's the story of my life. You know, it's like after 2 days here today and then all the driving, tomorrow I shall be sat in the chair like, oh my days, what's just happened, you know. But yeah, let's just do it. I love the doing part of it. I can do the suffering later, yeah.
Exactly, exactly. So let's have a look at these two cards. So we've got 2 to vote for.
We have. We just did the 2 this morning, and then there's some more to come up later. So the first one was that lovely little gatefold, wishing you were here. And when we opened it up, you've got him fishing in the river there with his little hamper with his pork pies in the background. So that was number 1. And then number 2, are you ready, Becky? We had the little caravan. We made that little bridge card there, so you can see it's got a little bit of dimension with the scene in the back. They've got the sunglasses on at the ready. He's barbecuing the burgers. She's so proud of what he's made, look. And again, it all folds flat to go in the envelope. They're in love, they are. So that was number 2.
Lovely. So get your votes in, 1 or 2. I'm just saying, I'm just saying. We do have a great deal on the buddy bags today as well. We've got loads here, so I'll show you what you're going to be getting in the bundle. This first one is your Karen. So this one is perfect for storing sort of photographs or maybe cards. If you're going to be making cards at a craft fair, you can just put them all in here and then just have them out on display and not have to worry about them. Nice and easy for you to pack them all up after the end of the, well, hopefully these will be empty after you've done your craft fair. So that's your first one you're going to be getting in this collection. This next one is your Sarah. So this is one for your pens. So this is the larger one. This next one is your Leanne, which is a little bit smaller here. But great for, as Jan was saying, she has all her pens in these. You store them like this. You can just then pull them with a handle to take them off your shelf or wherever you're storing them. And then they're great for transporting things. If you don't have a lot of space, if you want to store them inside a bag or something, rather than out on a shelf all the time, this is a really great option. The next one we've got is your Edna, which is for your ink pads. Obviously you can use them for other things, but this one fits our Spectrum Widening ink pads in perfectly, and obviously it makes sure that we've got everything being kept nice and flat rather than on its side. This next one is your Dawn. Again, this one's got 2 layers of Velcro. If I open that up here so you can see, so you can have something a little bit taller. So if you've got taller items, you can then secure it on this higher piece of Velcro here. But lots and lots of space for storing all of your crafty items. Or of course you can use these for other bits and pieces. Great for organising maybe kids' pens and pencils. Maybe they've got like all their crafty bits or arty bits as well. This next one is your Sue. So this one is great for organising your ribbons or your zips on a roll that we've got on here. So you can just put all your items in here. So I just think this time of year, this is when you're going to be using all of your ribbons. You want to keep them all organised. You can just have the ribbons pulling out here and then just pull them as you're using them, and keeps everything nice and organised. Then we've got this one here, which is your Stephanie. This one is quite a big box here. You've got these little plastic sort of sections here, so you can just pull those out, but great for keeping everything all organised as well. And then finally we have the last one, which is Leanne. So the smaller one wasn't Leanne then, so this is Leanne. So this is a big one. You've got lots of space in here. Great for, you put your knitting needles in there, you can put your knitting yarn, lots of bits and pieces in here. It's quite long, so you could even fit some rulers in here, would fit just fine as well. £28.77 platinum price, or $38.36. This is a really great saving. 8 bags you're going to be getting in total, so definitely worth popping in your basket as well. You're only going to be paying for 5, so you're going to be getting 3 for free, and you'll find plenty of use for these. Jan, what have you got for us over there?
I'm just going to come back to those little alphabet dies, because again, they are so useful. So for £17 or $25 with our discount, or platinum price £13.60, $20, you're going to get everything that you can see there, which is a whole uppercase alphabet. You've got a whole lowercase alphabet. I don't know why I said a whole alphabet, because it would be rubbish to send it you. We're not going to send you a Christmas alphabet, Johnny. Which letter's missing out the Christmas alphabet? He's laughing at me. It's a real question. Oh, I've got him. The customers will know. There's no L.
Oh, that's terrible.
So yeah, full alphabet's all right. And you get the little background, the outline piece, which creates the mat, and then the letters to sit on top if you wish to use them like that. And then we're going to pop a set of numbers in there. So you've got 0 all the way up to 9, again with that little mat layer behind it. And then you've got we've called these the number suffixes. So you've got the th, the th for 18th, you've got the nd or the urd, whatever it is you want to pop with them. Just if you're wanting to personalise, maybe a 15th birthday card, you can buy a sweet 16, you can buy 18th. It might be a 15th birthday, it might be a 34th birthday, it might be a 52nd birthday. All those ones that they don't sell particular cards for. You've got the means there, not only to personalise them, but to add the numbers, add the birthdays. It might be that you're a scrapbooker. You could actually make out the date that you did a project, the project that you're making. You could actually put the whole date out. You've got the letters to spell the month, you've got the numbers there. So many different ways to use them. And I just think, for £13.60 or $20 there, you've got such a lot of metal. There are 100, what does it say there, Johnny? 110. Tell you, I'm going to have to go fetch my glasses in. My eyes are getting worse. I'm peering away at the screen there, and it's right in front of me. 110 dies in total there for your money. A really nice little sort of stocking filler to yourself, I think, that one.
Those are the dies. You're definitely going to need one of those mats for, aren't you?
Yeah, as I say, mine that I've got at home of these, which I dip into quite often if I'm just wanting to pop a little personalisation on. I use the purple binders. I've got the small binder with the magnetic sheets in, and I have them on one of those so that I can just literally pick out the letters as I need them. Charlotte's messaged in about that, and she said when she turns the pages, they ping off. What am I doing wrong? tend to have that happen. I tend to sort of lift my whole page. So rather than turning it like a book, I tend to put my hand underneath it and slip it over the the ring binder in the end. So it's just taking that little bit of care rather than literally just turning it and letting go. Because there's a lot of pieces of metal on there. So I just put my hand under it and just help it over the ring binder like that sort of action. And I can't say as I've experienced that, but
don't treat it like a book.
Maybe you know, just take your time with them. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Fantastic. Thank you very much. We have a winner.
We have a winner.
We have a winner.
Did you influence the vote, Becky? just a little bit.
Maybe. The winner is number 2.
It was that caravan, wasn't it? Thank you, guys.
But they were all lovely and it's so quick and easy to
They are. As
together.
I say, the colouring is the bit that takes the time, but on a personal level, colouring's my thing.
Yeah.
I love the stamping and colouring. So I get to the point now where I can't just sit and watch TV anymore. I need to be doing something. So obviously I've got a light that I can use, and I usually stamp these out in the craft room. Just stamp a whole A4 sheet out of what I'm using, and then take the pens and the stamping and sit and colour it in while I'm watching the telly. So coming up at 2 o'clock, I've got lots more demos with these. I'm going to start out basic. I'm going to show you that 3D embossing folder in more detail, but then I'm also going to incorporate them into things like invites, into home decor, that kind of thing, as well as just cards.
Yeah, brilliant. So that sounds great.
Thank you for the votes, guys.
Now this is going to be your last chance, this one. This is your storybook die. So this, you're going to be paying for this, but you're going to be getting all the rest of this for free. So that we've got very, very limited stock, which is why I want to show you this. So this is your storybook die, so you can see what that looks like in there. But you're going to be getting these items for free. So this is your Buds and Blooms stamp collection. Then you have your Believe in Yourself stamp with that beautiful, what's it called? Unicorn. So you're getting your dies as well.
He looks great with those glitter pens, Becky.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
his mane looks gorgeous coloured in with the glitter pens.
Good option for you to pop that Spectrum Noir collection in there as well. Bear in mind that that is going to give you another 20 bonus points. And then finally, you're going to be getting this, ornate butterflies, reading it from upside down. So this is £19.99 or $31.96. This is that's your platinum price. We have very limited stock, so if you do want this, you definitely want to pop it in your basket and check out as soon as you can. Now we're going to show you some of these other £20 deals that we've got. So you get the £20 and 20 bonus points. The first one is your Nature's Garden, which you saw earlier today, which has got that embossing and stencil from the Gnome collection. Also got the set from Sunflowers as well, which was super
in there. We've got the beautiful
bee ones as well, and you've got those lovely tags with those tropical tags on there as well from the hummingbird. So £20, $20, £16 or $16 platinum price with your 20 extra bonus points. Your next one that we've got is your Paper Craft Discovery. So you've got 42 elements in here. So you've got some of those, the 3D embossing folder, you've got stamps and dies, you've got creator card in there, loads of things. That little heart-shaped card, that ornate one, I think was such a pretty design. Again, £16, $16, 20 extra bonus points. So it's a 30% saving. It's definitely worth having. So 70% saving
on that.
It's huge, isn't it?
Massive.
So many different items
Again,
in
if
there.
you're wanting crafty gifts to give your friends that craft, these are ideal, aren't they? You buy that for your £20, $20, split it up amongst 5 friends.
I mean,
sorted.
Absolutely. This is the one that I super love. This is the layering stamps that you saw earlier today. We've got all those sort of Christmas, or I like wintry kind of designs, but absolutely you can definitely use them for other things. Again, £20, $20 with your 20 extra bonus points, and you're saving even more if you're going to be a Club Inspire and a Platinum member. The next one we've got is our Spectrum Noir collection. This has got your 18 markers, so you've got the glitter markers as well as your ink pad as well. Again, £20, $20, £16, $16, or 20 with your 20 bonus points. It's definitely worth having while you can. We're coming back a little bit later with Masterclass, and you're going to be doing more on the Gnome I'm going to have to come up with some gnome puns before.
Some gnome puns, yeah. I'm going to go into a bit more detail.
Left.
Not this particular one. This is one of our design team samples, but that's that beautiful embossing folder again. You can see how you incorporate it into a card design. He's sat playing guitar around the campfire, look to her. I just think they are so, so sweet. They really are. But you can see how this has been done with the inks, just like I've shown you. This was a little bit of inspiration for the Gone Fishing one. Look, with his hamper there. And then I also fell in love with this. Hats off to Rebecca with this one for just thinking outside the box. This is a member of our design team. She's turned them into the little bride and groom there. The background is from the paper pad. I'm actually going to replicate this to an extent, but we're going to make it into a piece of home decor that you could actually present to somebody on their wedding day or something like that. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. That one really took my fancy. Great job there with that one if you're watching, Rebecca.
That's brilliant. Really liking the look of that. Michelle says, thank you so much for a great and informative show. Violet's asked how tall the numbers and letters are. Have you got those to hand?
That's a very, very good question. Let's have a little look. Does it say on my packaging or do I need my ruler? We've got, oh my goodness.
You need your glasses for this
I know.
bit. They are quite small.
It says 0.8 mil, but I think that's the depth of the die. So let's have a little look. The uppercase ones are approximately an inch tall. Obviously different widths depending on the letter. The lowercase ones are about 3/4 of an inch, give or take. Some of them obviously, like the vowels, are a bit shorter. And then the numbers are about 3/4 of an inch tall as well, yeah. So just gives you a little bit of a benchmark there. That's a very good question, thank you.
Lovely, that's brilliant. And so we're going to be back later on at 2 o'clock. We're going to remember that if you're going to be checking out, do you remember you can get your free gift today? So if you spend £20, $20 or €20, you'll be getting this Frosty and Bright die sets to make this sort of different foliage. So we've used them here to make a Christmas tree and also a little wreath as well. So that's definitely worth doing. This is part of our 12 days of Craftmas. It's very difficult to say because you want to say something else. But every day we're going to have a different gift or a different deal for you. So definitely make sure you keep checking in. Now we're going to be back later on with more Gnome goodness at 2 o'clock or 10 a.m. or 7 a.m. And then we're going to be back much later with Cartload. I was going to say craft load. I don't know what craft load was.
We'll
new show.
see what deals are left, but we've got some more to throw into the pot as well, haven't we, later? We've kept some back.
We have, because otherwise they'll all sell out and you won't...
We could go home then.
Yeah, exactly. So have a lovely lunchtime, a lovely breakfast, whatever you're doing, and we'll see you back at 2 o'clock.